And here is one for the road. Nobody cares and everyone's on the run. Run, run to clear your mind. I know it's all there is to be. Slowly erase your destiny, and you will be just fine. Don't you ever down, 'cause we got it covered. Everyone here knows what's on your mind. Don't you ever down, 'cause we got it covered. So let it out, just let it out. And even if it rains, love will be the ruler. The clouds will feel ashamed. The sun will be inside us. Don't you ever down, 'cause we got it And here is one for the road. Nobody cares and everyone's on the run. Run, run to clear your mind.
I know it's all there is to be. Slowly erase your destiny, and you'll be just fine.
Don't you ever down, 'cause we got it covered. Everyone here knows what's on your mind. Don't you ever down, 'cause we got it covered. So let it out, just let it out. And even if it rains, love will be the ruler. The clouds will feel ashamed. The sun will be inside us. Don't you ever down, 'cause we got it covered. Got it
When I was having the time of my life, just felt I wasn't there. I try to hold back the ego inside, but I know it isn't fair. You didn't know I was watching. I didn't mean to sneak around. But now I'm glad that it hit me, 'cause I can't believe what I found. You try to hold me back and control me. Everything's a threat that will spoil me. Your self-fulfilling prophecy. I can't live like that. What do you want? I leave it all to you. What do you want? It's time to face the truth. What do you want? Don't force me to choose. I will choose my life. I will choose my life. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I will choose my life. What do you want? What do you want? What do you Don't force me to choose. 'Cause I will choose my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Worlds of Adventure USA. Get ready to soar to new heights with our brand new attraction, Megaton Tower. Also, check out our amazing new lineup of casts and characters featured throughout the parks.
Understand this. We could go away, separate for good, but you'd keep me anyway. Listen, I'm your remedy, get you out of your shell and your dwelling.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the parks at Worlds of Adventure USA will be opening shortly. Please make sure you have your tickets ready.
Hold on.
You know I met you in the dark, it was a Saturday night. Remember seeing you just dancing in the middle of the crowd. There was something about you, cause you got stuck in my mind. Stuck in my mind, stuck in my mind. I thought I'd give it a go and I started talking to you. I don't know what I said, but the next thing I knew is that I held you in my arms and you asked what we should do. What should we do? What should we do? I said you can do what you want to with me, yeah, I won't mind. As long as you stay with me, I'm alright. I wanna hold ya.
Hello?
I think so, but are you sure I'm not supposed to just blast open these doors?
Meh.
We went out of the club and we started walking the streets, and then we stopped for a while and you said you wanna kiss me. Remember thinking,
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hi, I'm PA USA, aka RT Studios. I play Harper West, your very fast and very speedy teleporting Blippi boy. You may notice in our lower, I'm probably gonna put the wrong way for this, but lower left.
It's that way.
You got it.
You got it.
Left, we have a new cast member who is a special guest. We'll be having them introduce themselves in just a moment. But let's start off with our person to my immediate that way.
You got to put it in the right direction. Hello, I am Trisha Welsh. I am playing Lapis Switch. He, she is a alien who has somehow or another gotten to Earth and is very weirded out that there's already superheroes
In a theme park.
in a theme park. Well, there's superheroes anyway. So in her mind, that there
Also,
shouldn't be.
what is a
Should,
theme park?
yeah, what is a theme park? She does not have a regular name yet, but I'm pretty sure that her friends will give her one eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And now I will, and I can do this. I can throw it down to the nice bunny-eared hero below me.
Wait, what? Hi.
Hi.
John, we ran
Hi.
out of carrots in the back room. Can we get some more, please?
What? No carrots. What? I'm out. I'm out.
No, you're not.
Fine. Hi, I'm Katie. I play Mitsuki, also known as Suki or Sue. And I am a ninja bunny. That is all.
But not a Kung Fu Ninja Bunny.
I am a Kung Fu ninja bunny.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Director slowly backs up.
It's probably wise.
I'm also playing Lewis Harley, aka our lovely Baxter Brothers. Gearbox, our dear cast member, will no longer be joining us. If you're aware, he decided to leave us on season 1 on a good note. And he has graciously allowed me to take over his character while he is gone. So, without further ado, let me introduce our brand new cast member. Go ahead.
I am Jake or Jacob, either one works, and apparently sometimes I happen to moonlight as Jack as well.
Sorry about that.
I
As
am
you
And
should.
his character's name is Jack.
the new guy. I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going on in the world, but that's a good thing because I'm pretty sure my character feels exactly the same. He's just trying to work a good park. I suppose we'll see what happens.
Are you an employee at the park?
Uh,
Do you have any details about, like, a little bit about your backstory? Because I didn't get any of that.
That's fair. I can absolutely be an employee. I think a lot of parks employ floaters, as it were, people that go around and I guess are unofficial morale officers of the park.
Okay. So you'd be one of the entertaining people in a costume, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mascot.
Mascot, yeah. So send me the details of like what kind of mascot, because there's obviously a lot of heroes in our park, so I just want to know which area of the park you're focusing on. And just to let you know, we have the kids zone, we have the arcade area, we have the thrill area, the water area, and all the coaster areas, as well as the fun area.
Just out of curiosity, is there some sort of zoo or aviation component?
Glad
Yeah.
that is actually Katie's area of the park. That is like
That's the
Okay,
queen
fair
bee.
enough. I will pick something else.
the thrill section. But
No. You can work there. That's fine. It's more animal based because it's based on a druid hero. So there are a bunch of animals there.
Actually, I have a great idea. They're actually expanding the parks here at Tokyo. And I'll give you details in just about after we do our opening intro, because the production directors look at me and is like, all right, we'll be right back after the opening intro, folks. Stay tuned.
Everybody, let's go. It's time to put on a show. Keep your hands and arms and legs inside the ride. Can you feel their energy? It's time to take flight. Like a super-powered lightning strike across the sky. Heroes core, can you hear the roar? It's the ride of your life. Shine bright, destiny is in sight. It's the hope in our eyes. We're ready to fight, we're ready to go, yeah. Megatron has the power at the worlds of adventure. This park we will defend, yeah, Heroes Core.
Alright, we are back. And where we last left off, does anyone remember? It's been a while. I think we were.
Uh,
Go ahead.
well, we were chilling, watching TV, and bro dudes decided to do bro dude things.
Yes. So we have two people in the parks who are missing, and there's been an alert put out on the park's internal television saying if anyone has seen these two individuals. One of them looks like a park employee. The other one looks like a park guest. And
Oh dear.
their names are currently, for privacy reasons, are not disclosed, but their pictures are. And Jake, if you'd like to describe what your character looks like in their human form.
Absolutely. Shoulder length hair, swept back a little bit, usually hiding slightly more angular ears than the average human, but brown eyes and a kind face, probably about 5'11" and a half.
So tall.
Like, I don't know if I'd call that tall, but certainly not short.
Okay. All right, and you see this man's picture pop up on the screen, and Katie, remind me, you're in the hotel room, right? The penthouse suite
Yes.
next door, right?
Yeah. Her and Lappy have a room away from the guys.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
women's and men's, got it. So yeah, you guys you people are together, and your TV comes on with this alert, and Sue, you see it on the screen, and roll me an intelligence check to see if you recognize this individual on the left side of the screen.
Okay.
You said intelligence?
Well, history check. Sorry, history check. That would make more sense because you've worked with this individual, so I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay.
Mhm.
3.
Maybe it's your bouncy personality, or you're overexcited and you can't concentrate on exactly who this person is, but you have a vague inkling that you may have worked with them before, but you're not sure. They definitely are labeled as a park employee who's gone missing.
Huh.
The other individual, you have no clue who they are. They're just labeled as a park guest.
Where am I? Are we both in the same room?
Yes.
Okay.
You're in a different part of the apartment / hotel room, because it's like a suite, large suite. So if you want to be in the bedroom,
I could have her. I'm having her come out of one of the other bedroom.
Okay.
I heard an alert on the television. What's going on?
Honestly, looks like just more. When it rains, it pours, she said.
Oh, lovely.
I know the area where they went missing, so she opens the window. I don't know if you can fly, but hopefully you can keep up.
Oh, I can fly.
Well, that's good. She hops out of a window and starts bounding off towards that roller coaster they were near.
The Vengeance 2.
Yes, that one.
Right.
Lapis touches herself. She is going to cast fly on herself, and she is going to Well, no, she doesn't. She doesn't touch herself. She wiggles her fingers and
Fair
just
enough.
casting fly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the way I'm flavoring it.
All right, Jacob, you have been you're down near Vengeance 2, like in the workshop area, like kind of just locking up, and it's been late evening, and you had a report come in on your radio saying that there's a unauthorized park guest in the roller coaster, and they've asked you specifically to go investigate.
Me? Why me?
Well, you're the closest person there, and security has left for the evening.
I don't get paid enough for this. I'm gonna mumble, but I will start making my way to the coaster.
By the way, the parks are closed because it's late evening. It's like really late evening. The parks are about to reopen in about an hour.
Yeah, it's at this point I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to, when I get there, escort him out of the park or just tie him up for an hour. But he'll at least get the first ride. But no, I will head there and see what's up.
All right. So as you make your way into the launch bay, you do an investigation check for me. First roll with your character.
Alrighty. Someone's gonna. How do we do checks in this game?
Roll a d20.
Oh, okay. It's
Your regular-
on Discord.
You want
No, you can roll it via your sheet. Just hit, yeah. On D&D Beyond, you can click the skills and stuff, and it'll tell you what you roll.
I got a 14 plus 6, which is 20.
So a dirty 20. Got it. You notice that there is a pair of muddy footprints that lead through the turnstiles in direct line over the gate to like the boarding of the car, and they make their way up the lift hill.
Seeing that, the first thing I'm gonna do is radio or put in a call for custodial duties at the roller coaster, because that just can't be. We've got an hour until opening, and that's disgusting. But I have to see how. How far this unfortunate situation goes. So I'm gonna follow footprints.
All right, you follow the footprints up the walkway to the drop off of the like. It's one of those like lift hills, and then it hangs for a momentary moment, and then drops down like one of those drop coasters. And you see a young individual just kind of sitting up there at the very top, dangling their feet over the edge of the drop section.
How far is the drop?
This is a 150-foot drop.
Oh, no
It's one
bueno.
of the smaller coasters, but it's not like it's not a kiddie coaster. If that's what you're asking. This is a family coaster.
I apologize, but how old does this individual appear to be?
I'm gonna give that to you. He looks like he's in his late 30s.
Fair enough. I am gonna just kind of do the, hey, buddy.
He turns around and looks at you, and he says, "Don't come any closer." And you can see like overhead, there's like a storm cloud just crackling and forming above you.
I wasn't necessarily planning on it, but are you threatening to jump if I do?
Jump. He looks at you and like shakes his head. No.
Then why
don't come any
shouldn't?
closer?
How come? May I ask why?
He turns around and you can see. Roll me a perception check.
Alrighty.
Character sheet. So
Let's see here. 4 plus 6, 10.
something's up with his vision. You don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting on the ride, but his eyes flashed maybe for a second. Maybe it was the strobes on the ride up here, but you can't tell exactly.
Well, that's fair. I'll say, I mean, not for nothing, but you're dangling pretty high in the air there, which is precarious. And, well, I can't see the bottoms of your shoes, but I'm willing to bet that they're a little muddy. Did you perhaps walk up here from the deck below?
He doesn't answer you. And the storm cloud is swirling above you, and there's like small little bits of light, like purple-ish lightning,
Um,
like arcing across the metal parts of the ride. This is the steel coast, by the way.
Fair enough. Am I? Is I'm gonna say just hey guy. Listen, I don't want to come closer, and I wasn't planning on it, but you got to respond to me a little bit because, quite frankly, it's my job to ensure the safety of the park, and you, quite frankly, are in a dangerous position. You are actively working against my job, and that's not, my boss is kind of a tyrant, so you're gonna have to insist that you come with me.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw. So under saving throws, you'll see dex. You want to just click that.
15 total.
A bolt of lightning emerges from his hand as he reaches out and tries to hit you with said bolt of lightning. And he says, "Stay back," in a deeper, more menacing voice. "I don't want to hurt you, but I will if I have to."
Perhaps you could tell me what is going on because this is not acceptable behavior for a children's amusement park.
There's a crack of lightning, a loud thunderous boom, and he leans back and falls off the back of the ride. 100-foot drop. And he
How
crosses his arms like this.
How close are we?
That's up to you guys, but there's a helicopter overhead filming this.
Can I roll a perception check?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
16.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Cheval for
15.
his part is just calling up janitorial and telling them they have another problem.
Yeah. You're just standing there, and the helicopter is just floodlights on, stuff like that, and off in the distance you see bounding something moving very fast. Also, is that a person flying?
Yeah,
off in the
there's
distance-
there's a good chance Lappy will get there first because I actually have to apply gravity.
Yes.
How far away am I from the person who's falling?
About 300 feet.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah. And it's Harper sees this on the screen and says, "Back to Rose, I'll be right back." And he opens a portal and walks through it. He is now on top of the ride, right next to the person who is standing on the ride lift hill. You see a weird, strange kind of like, think of it like Portal 2 portal opening. And this guy in a what looks like a full biker outfit walks out with kind of blonde, like wispy hair and like a mask on his face and stuff like that. And he says, "I know what you're thinking. Don't panic. Don't move. I'll take care of this." And he takes a running leap off the coaster hill.
And
goes
flying?
skydiving.
I am flying as fast as I can.
How do you react, Jake?
Real talk. I'm going to, if there's something that I can lean on. This is
There's
now
there's
something.
a railing on the side that you can hold on to, but it's rickety.
This is now something that's completely out of my ability, so I'm kind of just gonna watch the show.
Yep. And
Okay.
a portal opens up on the ground as you looking over the ledge very high up. Right below where this person is falling, and then Indigo.
Hmm.
What do you want to do?
Lappy.
Lappy, sorry. I'm Indigo Lapo. My brain's half awake today. I didn't sleep well last night. GM goes burr. Right.
Lapis is going to cast Featherfall if she's within
Okay.
60 feet of him.
You're now within 60 feet. Yeah. So you're on the very bottom, like above a dumpster, and like.
Yeah, she's going to go. Let's see if we can make this not hurt.
Yep. And a portal opens up underneath you, and well, not underneath you, but underneath where he's going to be falling. And there is a large one of those, like large inflatable crash cushions, I guess you'd call it, for like stunt shows.
Yep.
Off the distance, and Harper has put a portal on top of that. And he says, Lapis, good job. I don't know if that crash cushion is gonna sustain the velocity that they're traveling at.
I've just made sure that he falls slower.
Yeah, there's a loud crack of lightning above you, and Jake, the track is now electrified,
Oh dear.
and the metal
Uh-oh.
you're holding on to is also metal.
That is quite
Oh.
unfortunate for myself.
I'm gonna roll
Oh, dear.
something. Give me a moment.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Tell you one thing that I cannot possibly do right now is let go of that railing.
Yeah, take 3 points of I guess shock damage.
Ouch.
And you feel a weird energy pull going up your arm. And you momentarily not black out, but like you lose your vision for a moment. As describe your transformation into your hero form.
I should ask before I do. Are there guidelines? I don't.
You can be as descriptive as you want.
I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I don't exactly know what the hero form is.
So the hero
Or the
is
theming of it.
So the theming is basically like what your character looks like when they are like what your character is not human. So like
Okay.
transition from human to your monk, mage, whatever you are. Like physically, emotionally, visibly, mannerisms, physical changes. You mentioned your pointy ears, so.
You know what? Actually, why not? Chabal has a pretty regular familiar. I guess
Actually,
maybe he'll.
one of the birds flying overhead. It's it's like a raven pigeon thing, like one of the birds you see at a park hanging around. Also gets struck by this lightning.
Fair enough. But I think I'm probably gonna take some aspects of the familiar. Let's see. I'm trying to think. It's pretty typically a nightingale. So probably maybe my nose or mouth will become a little bit more angular. My face will become a little bit more round. My skin starts to take a bit of a different hue to match that, becoming slightly more violet. and unfortunately, no amazing wings sprout out of my back, but we'll say that my fingers and fingernails become slightly more talonic as I don't know what's happening. I'm internally freaking out right now.
Yeah, and
We normally do.
yes, and there's a loud bump as this person hits the bottom of the air cushion, and hear a very loud hissing sound as it's deflating. But they manage to survive it. They are unconscious though from the impact. And your radio squawks. This is custodial services to Jake. Custodial services to Jake. Jacob, you there?
No. I think his name was Cheval.
Sure.
Well,
Well, oh, Cheval. Cheval, are you there? Sorry. My bad. Your radio is on your belt. And the electricity as the side of the storm has stopped. It disappeared. Strangely.
Give him a second. I think his
Mike's
sound went off. Yeah.
Okay.
He might have to restart.
Alright.
Although that being said, in order to save said man from almost certain electrocution because he can't let go of the bar,
oops. I think we lost him entirely.
he's got to restart.
Yeah.
Okay.
He literally got electrocuted.
Yeah.
At least.
She is basically going to hop down next to him and
Hop up
punch.
next to him.
Well, she was above him anyway. She
Okay.
was in on buildings.
Yeah.
And she will basically do a punch and punch the air, and yet the entirety of the metal frail railing just gets destroyed. She will spend 3 key points and cast Shatter on the whole thing.
You hear
Not realizing what she did.
yeah, you're hearing creaking of metal and rivets, girders, parts of the ride that have taken severe stress damage, and there is groaning of metal. And now this person on top of what was once the top of the ride, which is now slowly crumbling towards the ground, is now falling to the ground. And
After
like, I could. Okay, that portal's there. He's like trying to manage all his portals. You can only do 2 portals at once.
yeah, she'll notice that Lappy has it under control, and she'll move the new guy away from the thing and pick up his walkie-talkie and say, "Yeah, we're a little busy at the moment.
Who is this? Park
Um,
operations. I would like to know who's speaking on this walkie. This is a secure channel.
She thinks for a moment. This is Shinobun. I'm here to help. Shinobun, I'm here to help. Just stay calm.
The radio squawks like 3 times and then cuts out, indicating they changed channel.
Okay. Well,
And-
let's go see what's going on with everything else. And she'll get down in a stance and bound towards everyone else.
Yep, Harper is now on the ground collecting the two people who are like up against the side of the building. One is strangely wearing white robes and has a weird kind of like chain around their neck that's gold. Maybe one of the hipster kids or something like that, who knows? But their hair is like stark white. And they are carrying, when you if you'd like to search their body for like pat down the body, that's up to you. Harper is currently checking for weapons of any kind, and he's doing the other person, which is our dear friend Chevelle, which I don't know if he has any weapons on him.
I don't think so if he's an entertainer.
Yeah, he wouldn't have any weapons. Security would not give him any. All right, and yeah, the that other person in the white robes is kind of unconscious, but they're starting to stir, and they look at you, and it's like, who? Kind of like this, like echoey, kind of like mystical voice is speaking to you. Secret?
Secret.
Well, not secret, but
Lapis?
Lapis. Sorry, I looked at your tag and saw secret. So sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, but you notice that they have weird. Their eyes kind of have like this weird kind of like glow, like a curved line in their eyes.
I'm going to detect thoughts. Cast
Alright.
detect thoughts on them.
Mhm.
At the moment, all I'm doing is looking at their surface thoughts, which I can do
Surface
without them
thoughts.
know, which I can do without them knowing. If I want to go deeper, then they have to roll
Alright.
something.
All you hear is, "Oh God, what happened?" And you hear fading in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I am here. No, I am here. Who am I? Why am I dressed in all this weird stuff? Don't worry about that.
Okay. I'm not going to probe deeper because that's right at the moment. That's going to be futile.
Yeah.
I am going to
Where's
lean.
the-
I'm going to lean down to this particular individual,
Mhm.
and are you all right?
I think I am. It's no more echoey voice, just a deeper voice, like a male voice.
Mhm.
And you notice the crescent kind of like shape in his eyes has disappeared.
What is your name?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. What is my name? I had a name.
No, let's not have two of us have amnesia in this park.
Wait, what?
Hush you.
Why am I here on the ground? I was
What was the last thing you remember?
last thing I remember is weird, some kind of energy, and then his voice changed to like a deeper kind of like darker kind of voice. I am the energy, and it changes back to the male voice. I don't know. I was up there, and then now I'm down here.
Hey.
He's dressed funny. Points to Harper. Why
Yes.
does that one have bunny ears?
Her
I'm still-
ears flatten.
Lapis looks at
Person.
Matsuki.
Yes.
I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes.
And goes, I am unsure where that one got bunny ears, but it's a story best to be told by that particular individual. And this one, and she points to Harper. I don't know why he's dressed like that. Why are you dressed like that?
It's the static electricity. It helps me. Never mind. It's too technical for you to understand.
Yeah. Okay.
And at this point, Chauvel, you wake up.
Where is Chauvel?
Right,
Just-
kind of like sitting, kind of slouched over next to the other individual in the white robes.
Okay, that's fair. And I look over to him.
Sorry to catch you in the middle of eating.
No, you're good. What? Who are you? What? This is. I'm sorry. I don't think we're open yet, and the park isn't open for guests. He'll say, kind of half conscious and heading towards Newsland.
Harper just face palms.
Okay. My name is Lapis Switch. I am not a. Oh, what is the word? And as she's
Employee?
doing this, you see a blue and white orb going between her fingers as she's doing this. She's trying to remember the word.
Employee? He'll choke out helpfully.
Employee, guest, either one of those. I'm neither one of those. I saw a thing on the, and then she looks at Mitsuki. Goes, TV? Is that what you call it?
Yeah. TV, brain rot box.
We don't have any
Boob
TVs
tube.
currently, but we do have portable screens at our lobby gift shop.
And we saw the thing, the announcement.
Basically, we saw your trouble and we showed up.
And we
'cause
showed up.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And you decided to make it double? He'll ask wearily, kind of looking at the appearances.
The player gets that, the character won't. Team Rocket blasting off again. I'm sorry.
She raises an eyebrow. She'll hold her fingers up to Cheval. She'll hold up 2 fingers and say, "How many fingers am I holding up, dude?"
2, unless you count your thumb, in which case 3, but a thumb isn't really a finger. At least not for this. I don't know. I don't care. What's that matter? I can do basic math. Who are you? No, I know you. You're my boss. How come you don't know me?
Well, not your boss per se.
Harper looks up and says, "Our boss is actually 2 very slender individuals, lots of hair, maybe some fur. One has a band member, the other one has a little bit more of a spunky personality. They're called the Bax Brothers.
Yeah, not all of us feromorphs look alike.
All of you what?
Feromorphs?
Is that why you look kind of weird?
It's why I look like an animal, yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say kind of weird as an insult. I meant it purely as in slightly abnormal.
One of her ears flops down and the other one perks up. None taken.
Good. Excellent. Someone I suppose it would be insulting to grab onto one of those to try and help me up, but if one of the three of you wouldn't mind,
Harper stretches out a hand and says, "The name's Harper. Harper West. You can call me Blip, but yeah, just don't call me Harper West in public, please. That's between you and me."
okay. I'm Cheval. It's a pleasure to meet you, he'll say, grabbing the hand. Well, I don't know if it's a pleasure yet, but it's certainly an event.
You know you're purple, right? The bunny part of her kicks in and she interrupts.
At that,
I wasn't going to say anything.
he'll
Why?
actually
Obvious.
he'll actually focus on his hand that's holding onto Harper's and realize that you know what?
Ouch! That's a little sharp. Oh, that's why. Looking at your talon fingers.
Oh, crap. This
Like
is
that, oh, and then oh crap, I love it.
okay. Now I'm gonna kind of scoot back away from them because, as far as Cheval is concerned, these three weirdos have infected him. So you're gonna see him kind of scurrying back a little bit,
Harper's
and
like, no, don't do that. And are you scooting back towards the back of the building, or like, where are you trying to run off to?
anywhere that's excuse me. I'm not trying to bolt and run away from them, but I'm just trying to do the thing where I
Scared, backpedal.
yeah. Listen, I don't know what you guys have infected me with. This is not me. This is not my hands. This is not my skins. You guys look weird. Now I look weird. What the hell's going on here?
Oh, okay. Now wait a minute. I did not touch you. And she puts up both of her hands and goes, "I did not touch you."
Well, somebody better explain something real quick because I'm going right back up to that bridge and jumping off because this, quite frankly, is a little too much to deal with.
Harper
I mean, you
says,
could,
okay,
but
what I'm about to show you is probably going to freak you out even more, but you notice there's a flash of light. Where he was standing, he's no longer there, and he's standing, and you feel like a breath on your shoulder behind you. And
Yeah.
a hand on your shoulder. It's okay.
Yeah, the first thing that Cheval's gonna do is kind of shudder and shriek. And then he's gonna turn around and just, without thinking, just kind of try to slap whoever is
You
just
slapping
touched him.
Harper? Okay.
Yeah. No offense, he didn't know it was Harper at the time, but
No, yeah,
That's a very reasonable reaction.
that works. All right. Roll your, I guess, strength check. And
Oh,
you have to
that's
roll a
gonna be
dexterity
bad.
saving throw.
Oh god.
And his dex is high, so good luck.
So I rolled a 14 and with the modifier. It's a total of 13.
Right as you're about to slap him, there's a crackle of energy, and Harper's now standing in front of you, about 6 feet away.
Bro.
Yeah, don't do that, and
Well, then you don't do that. You're freaking me out here.
okay, it might seem a little weird, but do you read comic books?
You mean that crap that fills our children's minds? They sell them at the gift shops, but I have to be honest, I like real world things. The animals I tend to. That pie in the sky ideals, those things are all fake
Harper
anyways.
just rubs his temples and he says, "You know how the whole parks are themed after superheroes, right?"
Of course I do, but I didn't, I stay within my zone. Why? What are you trying to tell me here?
He walks instead of
No.
walks over to this man, Cheval, grabs you by the shoulder and says, "Let me show you." Flips up to the top of Titan Tower because he can see it off in the distance, and he gestures out, and it's really windy up here, and he says, "Welcome to World's Adventure, theme parks and attractions, the home of actual living superheroes. You're one of them. Welcome to the freak show." He says as he just stands there. You're on top of this 6,600 foot tall tower.
Lapis just witnessed this particular scene and then saw Blip do his thing. She turns to
You guys are still back at the coaster.
yeah, we're still back at the coaster. She looks at Mitsuzuki and goes, "How much do you want to bet that he comes back freaking out and reversing gears?"
Look, I may have a built-in rabbit's foot, but even I'm not gonna take a bet that I'll lose that hard.
I know.
You think we should go save him? I mean, I can get up the building. It just take me a minute to get there.
Meanwhile, Jake, Cheval, how are you reacting? You're just randomly shunted through reality to a different location that you don't remember how you got up here. All you do remember is that there was a very blue haze across your eyes, and now you're up here.
Okay. So Cheval's not the smartest person in the world, but he is in some ways logical. So he obviously, at this point, he knows exactly what's going on here. He knows exactly what's going on here. So he looks to Harper and he says, "I get it now. I get it. Thank you. And quite frankly, I'm looking forward to exploring this magical place, and hopefully tomorrow night I'll be able to visit it again. But for now, let's just have some fun. Can I do what you just did? I'm sure I can. This is my dream." And Cheval's gonna think really hard and try to teleport himself back to the roller coaster.
Oh no!
I love this.
I love it.
Harper's just standing there watching. It's like, and you can see, and if you were there,
I think at this point, Lapis has now moved to the bottom of the tower
yeah,
and is looking
650-foot tower.
and is looking straight up and go, "This is a." Oh, he's going to.
Oh, that I didn't see.
Well,
I kind of do this across her nose and just kind of okay.
And Harper is just like, you just hear in your mind, well, this could go either way.
I'm not jumping off.
No.
However,
he's telepathically like speaking to the rest of the party. You can't hear that.
fair enough. But realizing that I'm not teleported, I'm gonna look at Harper and I'm gonna say, "Male power figment, take me back to the coaster."
Sure. The name is Blip, and he grabs your hand and flips down to the bottom of the tower, at where the rest of the party is, and he says, "Not the coaster exactly, but close enough."
Nope, that's okay. I tested and it worked, and I will get this mastery. Obviously, I can't be expected to know right away. But looking at the other two, he says, "I'll figure out eventually what part of me you represent, and we'll be able to work together easily." But
Hold it. What do you mean?
Wait,
what
what?
part of you? I'm me. And she actually does poke herself. I'm me.
Of course you are. Cheval will say, of course you are. We are all individuals, of course. It's nice to meet you.
And again, she looks over at that
I'm fairly sure he thinks this is a dream. Although I'm wondering what aspect a super genius Japanese girl has in his psyche, because that is fascinating.
And I'm wondering what in his psyche has a alien from a different planet.
Well, taking the easier answer first, I apologize. I forgot the character's name. It's Secret Fang. He'll say
Lapis Witch.
Lapis. Thank you. Sorry.
okay.
He'll say that. Well, you obviously represent my my drive and need for the acquisition of knowledge and to get out there and to explore and to learn new things. Looking at the Japanese bunny girl, he's gonna say, I'd prefer not to go there even in a dream, but apparently my subconscious is my subconscious. Let's move on from that.
Lapis
She
sadly
just walks over. She walks over and slaps him.
With the bunny ear.
No, with her hand. She just slaps him. Like, that was insulting.
All right.
Cheval nods like, okay.
Check. Roll a strength check for slapping.
That's 20.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, Cheval is starting to get a handle on this dream, so he's not. He's going with it. He's not trying to.
Okay, so you're taking the.
He's allowing her to fill her function.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damage. That hits. Roll your damage.
8 damage.
Seriously?
She's a monk. She's a monk, and she, like you, does not know how to control her power.
Well, damn. He says, "I don't really know what that was for, but I'm sure we'll delve into it together." So, what's the plan for today? Are we gonna fly around? Are we going to change the colors?
Harper just shakes his head, like he does
You
not.
know,
No, don't. I'm into this. So please, I'm into this.
You're in. Sure, you're into this. You're believing that we're all figments of your imagination, which I am not. And on that note, she actually does turn on her heel and starts walking away.
For now. Yeah.
I guess I'll look at the other two and say, I didn't mean to insult her, but given that she's really, quite frankly, held within this prison, and he'll tap his head, I'm sure she'll be back.
Harper
And as she's walking away, she'll do something with her hand, and she will cast fly on herself and
walk away.
and fly. Yeah.
Yeah. And you hear over the PAs in the park, "Attention, all guests. The parks will be opening in about 1 minute. Please make sure all park operations are currently ready for the new day at the park. Thank you."
Well, if this is a dream of yours, first off, shame on you.
It's not my fault.
That's fair. I chose this outfit. 2, you honestly dream of your 9 to 5? How pathetic is your life? She says as she hops off.
Well, following, Cheval will say, well, I grant you that's a certain point, but if you think about it, it makes a great amount of sense. My brain is filling in with what I know the best and adding certain elements to it to make it a little bit more fantastical. I don't think this is rather my 9 to 5, but some sort of illumination on my subconscious about what my 9 to 5 could be. Eventually, we'll figure out. You maybe we could stop by the gift cart or the gift shop in the lobby and buy you a shawl. We've got some wonderful ones that it's a little cold, and you know, um, your presence, quite frankly, is a bothersome illumination. Nothing against you, of course.
I mean, if you're cold, she'll hold her finger. She'll hold two fingers up or on one hand, and then it'll very quickly shift into like 3 fingers, 2 fingers, 1 finger, 4 fingers, and then a ball of fire appears in her hand.
Oh, no, I apologize. No. The shawl wasn't for the temperature. I'm actually rather comfortable right now. It was more because the park is opening soon and we're going to be having guests. And, well, quite frankly, the image that your visage is not something that we would like to promote in a healthy, children-friendly amusement park. Best, well, I think it's best to be a little bit more appropriate.
This park has images of a fairy woman in a toga, and my outfit is obscene.
I have wrote letters, and I have spoken to management. I've been bigfooted and undercut every single time. But I believe that part of those images are the reasons that our revenue is quite frankly down 8.2% over the last quarter. And I think we're losing some of the more family-friendly visitors.
On that note, the door to the hotel opens and out walk 2 very slender suited cat people? Dog people? Fox people? You've never seen these 2 individuals. And they're arguing with each other, and they're like, okay, so park operations say that there was still the incident at this is the one in the white.
Fuzzballs.
They
Queen
both look at
Bee.
you simultaneously and say, what? Simultaneously.
We got another one. She points.
Oh, dear God. The white one face palms. Hey, it's not
Well,
that bad. Says the
Don't
black
feel
one.
bad. Don't feel bad. I think he's having a mental break. He thinks this is a dream, and we're all visions of his subconscious.
Yeah.
Just wait until he sees the lab, says the white one. The black one
Oh.
says, oh, you weren't supposed to mention that.
Wait, what lab? So I have to admit, I'm not much of a scientist myself. I can't wait to see what I've cooked up. I'll bet there's going to be all sorts of flashing lights and everything. Let's do this.
Oh my.
Told you.
The white one says, now look what you've done. I'm sorry, says the black one.
Now I'm going to ask, how far does he think that in his imagination does my character get away from him before she is supposedly come back?
So that's honestly that's a fair question. Like an errant thought, I assume that you can leave the forefront of my mind. So you have pretty much an unlimited distance until I think of you or quite frankly need you to come back.
All right. Fair enough. Okay.
So, you two take him from here, take him to the lab, get him a brain scan. He's going to need it. And apparently, I'm going to go find a Shaw because apparently I'm showing too much skin.
It's
Even
just
though
Harper looks over and says, "Don't you mean fur?" Never mind.
Yeah, I just don't want it to devolve into that type of dream. I'm very much enjoying myself.
by the way, the limit of her fur is like she has fur going up her head and into her ears and around her neck, like a floof collar.
Yeah, but that's
She has a tail, but the rest of her looks human. She
Okay.
has skin. Yeah.
okay.
No, believe me, and even with that, Cheval is absolutely questioning his own
Sanity.
fair
Taste.
taste. Yes, he's got some questions about himself.
Yes.
I, actually, at this point, Lip, you hear in your head, once he figures out that this is all real, tell me, because he's being very rude.
Blip. Blip says back. I'm sure after he sees the lab, I'm probably sure he's gonna freak. So you might want to go to the lab while you're at it. And the two Baxter brothers walk up to you. These two very tall, slender, furry fox creatures in suits walk up to you and it's like, the white one introduces himself first. Hi, I'm Baxter, and the other one, hi, I'm Baxter as well. It's confusing, yes, we know. We're the Baxter brothers, we run the parks. Something happened to you that I need to explain to you. Well, we need to explain to you, says the other one. And mind coming this way, just don't touch the tail, please. I've had enough of that already.
Oh, I'm not going to touch your tail. And don't worry, I can easily differentiate between the two of you. I was smart enough to put one of you in a white suit and one of you in a black suit. So, Team Baxter, feel free to.
I so love this. It's massive rationalization. I love it.
He's like, that's the only way. I'm dreaming. I have to be.
Yeah, and the two of you being nicely clad suit, you're obviously my exposition brothers, so I will be happy for you to.
Puts a hand on his face and says, "He doesn't get it. Let's get him to the lab quickly so that he." And Baxter, the white Baxter, looks over to Blip. It's like, Blip, I feel like the elevator pitch is not going to work this time. Do we just want to skip that and just go straight to the lab? And Harper says, if you insist, everyone group up.
Oh, there's another another guy in the parks too.
The Black Baxter guy looks at you and it's like, there's another one? How many superheroes do we need in this park before we start bursting at the seams? The white one looks at the black one and it's like, I don't know. I mean, we are a superhero theme park. Yes, and we have 5 locations worldwide, says the black one.
Well, now
The
you
new
have
one
different
The new
attractions.
one opening up in Australia next week.
Well, now you can add new attractions.
Hush you. They both look at you.
I'm sorry. Who designed your little space station? Oh, right.
Oh, well, yeah. We'll talk about that later. As their ears kind of just droop on the black one. And he says, the white one says, okay, so, we have a problem. We need to go fetch the other one wherever you said they were at,
They're at the
which
Vengeance
coaster?
too.
Vengeance 2, okay. I'll send a team of my robots to go and deal with that. Good sir, if you don't mind following me this way, just grab my hand and, as you grab his hand, it is very fuzzy. And roll me an intelligence check.
Oh dear.
His brain breaks more.
I apologize. I apologize. Me, the intelligence check.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's grabbing your hand and escorting you towards the building. One of the Bex brothers, the guy in the white suit.
Hey, natural 20, 22 total.
Yeah.
Yay!
You realize this is not a dream. That hand feels very real and very furry.
Very well. My consciousness is obviously uh uh hmm.
Black
You know what?
brother looks at you and is like, and he's like staring straight at you.
Cheval's gonna think about it, and he's going to once again come to an internal realization, and he's just gonna go, "Oh, I get it now," and he's gonna laugh to himself a little bit, and looking completely comfortable with the situation. He says, "I apologize. I get it. I understand. I will not again break immersion. I am fully prepared to see this through till the end."
His superpower is self-delusion.
Yes.
All right. So, Bex brother's like, okay, well, maybe the elevator would be a good trip. As he walks you into the lobby, and there's two robot droids that you do remember from your real life. There as
Oh,
like
cool.
the service droids, and they say, "Hello, welcome to Worlds of Adventure, a united front, theme parks and attractions." You know, like just the canned spiel that they're doing.
Hi, I'm Cheval. I'm your newest hero, and I can't wait to join the team. I don't know how long my journey will be, but until it ends.
Literally, the robot says, "Welcome, Cheval. We hope you have a heroic day at the parks."
I am a hero. That's all he's gonna say. He's just gonna say that to the robot.
The
I am a
robot
hero.
just waves slowly as the Baxter is dragging you to the elevator. One of service elevators.
The bunny just has pinched the bridge of her nose, like, oh god, this man's an idiot.
Speaking of the bunny, I realize I'm going to look at her and say, "I know the deal now. While you are still dressed inappropriately for the park, it will not be a problem."
And
Okay.
Harper pushes
Thanks.
the button puts his hand on on this like panel on the elevator wall outside, and it goes, "Welcome, Blip. Access granted to the Underhub." And you've heard of the Underhub. You know what it is. It's basically okay. So for contextual, think of Disney's Utilidors, but like underneath the park.
Okay.
Like the
But we call
The
it
structure.
the Underhub. We call it the Underhub.
No, I get it. The
Copyright reasons.
I get it. The guts.
Yeah, the guts of the under the park, the behind the scenes.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
oh, I should have access to that. Is it retinal?
No, it's biometric.
Oh, I'm gonna look to Blip and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna need full access.
Do you work here? Well,
Was I not?
Baxter brother looks at you and is like, "Hold on, one moment." He pulls out this weird like device that looks kind of like a tricorder, and he's going up and down on you, and he's like, yeah, that would make sense. Yep. Yeah, Cheval? Is that you?
It is. I am Cheval. First, I obviously have been chosen to, well, do something great. And I cannot do something great until I have what I need. So,
Harper, step aside, says the white Baxter. It's like, let him do the thing. And uh, the Harper steps aside and leaves the panel exposed to you. And the black Baxter's just gesturing to the panel. It's like, maybe this might spark your memory.
looking at it, I'm going to say, well, gee, the last thing I remember about putting my hand in a box was it created great pain, but I don't know if that's my memory or just some other thing that I've read that is getting drawn into this. But I'll give it a shot and I'll put my hand in
Analyze.
on the.
DNA signature acquired. There's no pain or anything. It just says, welcome. Access to the Underhub has been granted to employee ID number 7612110942. And you distinctly remember that as your unique employee ID number.
Looking at the Baxters, I'm gonna say that is too much to remember. Change my employee number to 4.
The Baxter brothers just look at each other and just be like, shrugs, both simultaneously. And the door slides open to the elevator. Access to the Underhub has been granted. Welcome. Next stop, the lab.
Cheval's gonna nod. He's liking what's been happening so far. Pretty much everything he said has gone through without a hitch. So, looking at the Baxters, he's gonna say, "Well then, I suppose you best lead me to the lab. I'm sure I know the way, but you can. I like following you too. It's been illuminating."
And the Baxter with the white one smiles, the black one frowns. And they shuffle into the elevator. It's not super crowded. There's no space for everyone. And
Yeah.
the door closes and the elevator starts moving down. Deeper and deeper and deeper into the parks. And then what seems like 5 minutes pass, and doors open, and you're in the long, narrow concrete hallway of the Underhub. And up ahead, there is a large blast door. You've never seen this blast door before. You don't remember it being there at this level.
Well, I must admit, this park goes deeper than even I thought possible. Interesting. I wonder what I'll find when I when I explore these depths. And looking at, I think everyone, I'll say, I am, while I may be the newest and sorry, I'm just gonna look at everyone and say, well, this is your show. I just happen to be viewing it. Please
Okay.
lead on.
And Harper walks forward to the blast door and he says, "This is where those two," pointing to the Baxter brothers, "usually do their thing, but if you don't mind." Baxter brother nods. And this blast door slowly opens with like a loud clanging, like mechanical noise. And Ella,
Huh?
I'm talking to Trish. Trish, you there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're in the lab now,
Okay.
and you see the Baxter brothers walking in with Harper and Sue, and accompanying them is the new guy, Cheval. And you've already been told to set up the projector, the movie video thing that basically explains the history of what superheroes are in the parks. So, in a brief summary of like maybe a 2 minutes elevator speech, what's happened so far since season 1?
And yeah,
Yeah.
he
Anyone, if
still
anyone wants to take over, they can. If you don't want to,
um
as the Baxter sit you down on like very plush leather couch and say, "We have something to show you." They're both smiling with like 2D like foxy grins.
I imagine they probably had Jess's voice kind of
Pre-recorded.
something similar. And she will the voice will say as the movie plays, Heroes Worlds of Adventure theme parks was started by a man named, and she'll say, Peter. I
There's
don't
a
remember the
picture
last
of
name.
Peter Andrews. Anderson, sorry, Peter Anderson. And there's a very, if a mugshot could speak volumes, it is the worst mugshot of Peter that you threw up on the edits.
Yeah. She the voice continues, this guy is a douche. We don't like him.
As you're like,
And
as there's a video of you just kind of like doing like the stick to like the poster thing.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So there's a AI representation of a fairy woman
Yeah.
on the screen. And she continues and says, one day, this unfortunate soul decided he wanted to tap into powers and energies unknown to most of us. And that caused the rise of superheroes like myself and others. Blip. And she'll
his
go,
unique abilities,
yeah. Blip with teleportation and electrokinesis. Diamond Ace with probability manipulation. Jessica Rose with nature manipulation and shapeshifting. And flight. Secret Ella Simone. And athletics enhancements, yada yada. Sorry. And she'll and the voice will basically go through the entire spiel. They banded together to fight Peter, who was a man possessed by a cosmic entity.
Titan Tower incident, and
Yeah.
Megaton Tower, sorry.
Yeah. And basically, in the end, two of them were lost, and there's a memorial for them, yada yada, and yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think that was it, right?
Yeah.
It's with the credits.
Cheval, after the film ends, sits there for a couple seconds and then just kind of blurts out, "So what's my power?"
We don't exactly know, says the Baxter brothers simultaneously. But
Oh,
we have this
okay.
fancy machine over here that could possibly detect your unique abilities. And the Baxter brothers says, it hasn't been tested yet. Well, now's a great time to test it.
Well, hold on.
Of course it's safe.
Guys, you're overcomplicating this way too much. I can figure it out. Watch. And Cheval's gonna do a standard random superhero gesture, and he's gonna say, "Power, go."
Nothing happens.
Sorry guys, first time. Power, please go.
Nothing.
All right, give me your damn machine.
Harper like literally walks over with the with like it looks like a VR headset. He says, "Just put this on. Don't move, and I'll let you know when to take it off. And yeah, if anything happens in there, let us know, and we'll pull you out. Okay, have fun." Hands you the thing and says, "I'll be right here if you need me." Goes to like this computer terminal. It looks like something out of a Batman movie.
I guess I'll go for it. You know what? No, I'm not even worried. Nothing bad's gonna happen. It don't matter. Let's just go. We're going in. We're going in full hog.
You put it on the headset, and you see a digital display pop up across your screen saying, "Welcome to Mind Over Matter 2.0. This system will automatically analyze any superhuman innate abilities you may have. A series of questions may be asked. First question. Have you been experiencing any strange thoughts? Other voices in your head?" It's literally in VR, yes or no.
Question. Can the people outside hear me? Would I be able to know that, or am I kind of?
You can hear it. They can hear you.
No strange thoughts whatsoever.
No, selected. It highlights. Next question. Have you been experiencing any sudden change in physical appearance, such as increased hair growth, sudden digigrade legs, random occurrences of being hyperactive? Any of the, and it's like a long list of just like laundry list of like different like transformation types, like growing a tail, having lizard skin, to like everything from A to Z.
Naturally kind of glancing at where the group is, even though he can't see them.
Yeah.
Cheval's gonna say, not that I am aware of. I am what I should. I appear as I should be.
Now you're just lying to the thing.
Yeah, no, I was trying to work. No, scratch that. He says, there appears to be some hue changes to my skin color.
Skin color adaptations detected. Analyzing. And like you see like a 3D representation of you just rotating on the screen in front of you. And you can walk around it. It's like a full like walk around 3D VR.
Oh,
It's generating a 3D model of you, like from head to toe. And it's highlighting different parts of your DNA structure and pulling them out and like separating them.
looking at the belt line, Cheval's gonna say, "Please rescan. I don't like what I'm seeing."
The scan is already complete. This is your new genetic structure.
Cheval's just gonna frown. Then he's gonna say, "Explain."
Your genetic structure has been slightly altered by a unknown alien or a unidentified substance we like to call the core.
Practical benefits and or detriments.
Benefits. And out of character, as a GM, can you explain what your abilities are to me?
So what I had envisioned is a particular, I guess, a form of synesthesia where vibration is, or sound waves and vibration
Okay.
are seen as
Spectrums.
spectrums and colors.
Okay.
In terms of practical application of that, I could see it potentially illuminating certain unseen things or paths a little bit like
Okay.
Daredevil, I guess, but
Cool. Yeah.
nothing
so-
major.
All right. So you're looking around at this hologram, and it says, "We'd like to test one of these hypotheses. Please outstretch your hand and clap it. Watch what happens."
I will do so.
And you see in your own vision, not in the VR, like this kind of like shockwave of like rainbow color just going off in distance, starting with red and slowly fading to like a blue as it gets distant.
Nifty, Cheval says, as he says, okay, then, if nothing else, this is going to make my world a lot better. And hey, once the children start screaming in their annoying and wretched way, at least I have something to focus on. Okay, then. Cool.
And it says, you can also use this innate ability as a sound-based attack. And in the VR environment, you see like 3 like combat dummies pop up. It says, concentrate on these dummies and clap your hands in the direction of them.
Cheval's gonna get an offended look on his face and say, I absolutely will not. To turn something so beautiful into that of something ugly, no. That particular testing will not need to be done.
Skipping. Analysis 2304. Your test is complete. If you'd like a printout of your results, please ask the Baxter Brothers. Baxter Brothers are a member of the Baxter Brothers Corporation. And it just goes like a long disclaimer of like equal opportunity employer, superhero employer, blah 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 blah.
Computer. Well, test some power. Delete history of examination and all records pertaining to Cheval of examination.
History, and it displays like the whole history, like your timeline, like your genetic like background, your family tree. It pulled everything from just a single DNA strand. And you notice that there's a moment where like the tree kind of shifts and branches off in a completely different direction, and that's where you got your powers. And that was like 3 hours ago, based on the timeline.
Excellent. Pointing out the branch, I'm gonna say, please delete from records this branch. Basically, what I'm trying to do, I'm basically trying to delete my, yeah. No, not my memory. Erase the. I'm trying to get it so everyone else can't get a printout of my abilities.
Okay, yeah. It says, a copy will be stored in archive in deep storage. However, a personal copy will only be accessible to you, and ask you to please set a password.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Period.
Set. And it says you may now remove the headset.
Freaking really?
They added the period to make it secure. And I'll take off the headset.
Yeah, the
Make
Baxter
me
Brothers
sad.
is smiling at you. It's like, so how's your experience learning about your superpowers? And the other Baxter Brother just slaps the other one across the face, like, dude, rude.
No, that's fine. It was both illuminating and colorful. I am quite pleased.
you notice as they're speaking, you can see like the sound waves of color just coming out of their mouth.
Yeah, and anyone talking to Cheval for the next little bit will probably be notice that I'm fixated on their mouth rather than their face.
Yeah. So
Okay.
keep
Yes.
looking at your mouth.
Yeah.
As you're slowly chewing on a carrot that you got from like the back room, and the crunching
Yeah.
sound is making that echo effect in your mouth.
What? Do I have something on my face? Her ears flop down and start like wiping her face.
Out of character, there's never been a better moment to use the line, "You sure do have a party mouth." But in character, I'm just gonna say my apologies. I seem to. My powers have given me the ability to fixate on something beautiful.
Yep. And then there's an
Her nose twitches.
are bringing in the next person. This person is actually on a kind of a gurney, and they are flailing around and they're strapped down to like the gurney and flailing around, and there's like this like weird voice saying, "Let me go," like what's like this demonic kind of voice.
Yeah.
It's
In a
Maggie
demonstration.
White
Yeah, in a demonstration of her own powers, she's gonna walk over and pop him in the face and just knock him out.
Roll me a strength check, and he is prone, so yeah, with advantage. Please don't break his skull.
No promises. 26 to hit.
That more than hits.
Oh, he only gets 5 damage, but it's like she just renders him
Bludgeoning damage,
unconscious.
yeah.
Yeah.
He stops talking. And Baxter Brothers just rub their temples like, thank God he shut up by now. I couldn't stand that one. It's like, I'm gonna take this one to quarantine. Give me a moment. Baxter Brothers like, I'll be here when you get back. As for you guys, the parks are opening, and we need to figure out what that lightning storm was, says the Black Baxter brother.
Yeah. That was weird.
I'm getting weird readings over here, Harper says. He's on the computer. According to the system, it's saying that there's a presence from... No, that can't be right. Is it? Anyone want to take a look at what he's looking at?
Yep. Curiosities, bunnies, it's a whole thing.
Yep, you come over and you definitely see trace elements of different dimensional vortexes, residue from a person who we've never seen for a while. Secret.
Huh. What else then? That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Now we know where those powers came from, why that guy's acting so crazy, says Vexer. But...
That doesn't explain his delusion, though. He points at Cheval.
What delusion?
Baxter brother looks over his head, shakes his head, turns back to the screen.
You think I'm a...
In all fairness, I'm really starting to. I apologize. I should not have called you that. It was quite rude, and I didn't have a. I now have a better understanding of what's going on exactly, and I won't call you that again out loud.
Yeah. Harper says, "Well, since the park's open, anyone who goes to ride some rides, have a snack, do we want to?" This is me as a GM asking, "Do you guys want to take a short, like, snack break?"
Yeah, sure.
All
I'm
right.
good with that.
All right. Harper is going to, I guess, prepare a small meal for everyone in the hideout area.
Yeah.
What does everyone want? He says as he's like going over to what looks like a wall panel, and it looks like there's a microwave, but there's no door.
I would like a giant bowl of carrot sticks, please.
Oatmeal with brown sugar.
Oatmeal with brown sugar. Would you like that hot or cold?
Cheval's just gonna look at him like, what?
The Baxter brother just looks at you and it's like, it's been programmed with a variety of options, just whatever you want.
I want it hot, Cheval says in a tone that suggests that any other way would just be completely
oatmeal.
unacceptable.
Selected. And Harper says, give me a battle burger, medium well, lettuce, tomato, onions, no, scratch the onions, make them onion strings, secret special sauce, and French fries, but make them sweet potato French fries with extra bacon and extra cheese. And the Baxter brothers are like, just some catnip.
Anybody else find it weird to eat animals now that you are partially an animal? Just
No.
me?
And Lapis, what do you
Okay.
want from the food synthesizer?
She looks over the menu and goes, I think I am going to have that. And she points to
The big ass burger again?
yeah, the big ass burger.
The battle burger. He says,
Yeah.
It says 2 battle burgers. How would you like that prepared?
Medium well, but just mayonnaise, lettuce, and fries and a drink. And she just kind of
Select fountain drink.
she looks over the drinks and
And it's like everything from fountain drinks to like smoothies to, it's the whole selection.
she understands that.
Yeah. And Harper's just looking over at Baxter, just like, you programmed everything in this thing? And the Baxter's like,
It's the 34th century. Of course they did.
She takes great interest in this thing called cream soda.
1 cream soda. Size?
Medium.
Medium cream soda selected. And there's a whirring sound and like a bunch of noise, and then like about a minute and a half later, the meals are sitting like on a tray, individual trays on this like shelf.
Yoink! She grabs her bowl of carrot sticks.
And Harper is going to grab his burger, And
Lapis
while
gonna
we-
grab her burger.
and your bowl of oatmeal's there.
Oatmeal.
And while our characters are having a snack in real life, we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks.
Yep, yeah.
Fair enough.
Stay tuned.
Park operations will have this ride up and running shortly. Stay tuned. Heroes Core World of Adventures will return in just a few moments.
Hello, welcome back to Heroes Core Worlds of Adventure United Front, Season 2, Episode 2, Crescent Dawn. The Crescent Dawn. Where we last left off, our party was just about finishing their lovely meal.
Oh my gosh! You know, this is the second time that I've had this burger, and it's been wonderful both times.
Harper just lets out an ungodly belch.
I feel like you're eating somebody's cousin right now.
You should get over that.
Harper, that was extremely rude.
I'm sorry. He goes, literally flips over to the counter, grabs a napkin, wipes his face.
I would like to point out that if I am to be a part of this team, there will be no eating of rabbits of any kind.
Why
No
would
hares, no rabbits.
Why would I? Okay, why would I
My
eat?
character
Because
is
they're
teacher, so That
delicious.
won't be your problem.
I mean,
The,
all
the
due
Bax-
respect.
The Baxter brothers look over at the machine. It's like, computer, remove hairs from the menu.
With all due respect, I seldom like hair in my soup, anyways.
Don't think that that's what they were talking about.
Let's not worry about how we get there, but I think we're all in the same place.
And there's a loud alarm that goes off, and the lights all flash red in the building.
Of course they do.
Great, not again.
Warning, warning. Unidentified presence detected near. And it highlights the zone that's still in construction, the animal sanctuary.
Is this place just a magnet for weird?
You would think. Well, I think the whole planet is a magnet of weird.
You can say that against this server. And there's a
Right, you're an alien. That's right.
There's a readout on the screen that shows that there is a another lightning storm appearing above the large mountain / volcano that
What?
is a
What?
big volcano, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And it's part of the ride, Terror and Turmoil. It's a log flume coaster, but they managed to put lava in log flume. Don't ask me how they did it.
Oh, okay.
But
She'll turn to Cheval and say, Do you think you have enough of your sanity together to come with us?"
You kidding me? Of course I can. I can do anything right now. Let's go.
Harper looks at you and is like, mm-hmm. And the two Baxter brothers get up and they finish eating. One of them has gotten up. The other one is still playing with a ball of... Is that yarn? Maybe. And the other one has finished playing with another ball of yarn. Sets it down on the table. This is the white Baxter. And he says, okay, let's see. Yeah, that's one of the newer rides. The Animal Sanctuary is not open to the public yet, so I don't know why that, pointing to the readout, should be there. But it's giving off the same radiation as the guy who is in isolation. Similar radiation, at least. Which is very, very weird, says the other Baxter brother as he just tosses the ball of yarn over his shoulder and it just bounces and rolls away off in a corner.
Okay, fair enough. We'll go see what it is. Sparky, how about a lift?
It's blip, he says. But sure, yeah. He opens a portal.
You've been Sparky since I was, like, 6. Don't start.
He just says, you know, I could close this portal on you on the other end, as he steps through it.
You know, that would have just undone all the work you did 20 years ago, but sure, go ahead.
A middle finger just comes out of your end of the portal and waves it and then goes back in. Alright.
Never meet your heroes, folks, she says as she hops through the portal.
Not unfair.
You're left standing there with the next person, like, looking at you.
Just giving a shrug, I'm gonna head through.
Alright, you head through and you are at the base of the mountain in the very heavily wooded, artificially themed, abandoned island. Like, it's supposed to be a theme like you're stranded on an island and you've got superpowers somehow and you're whatever. But yeah, you're on the fake sand. On the beach.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Harper says, yeah, the Baxter Brothers did a lot of lighting techniques here. Like, look over there, there's the Pepper's ghost effect, and he points out an obvious Pepper's ghost effect.
Yeah, does this actually feel like normal sand?
It is normal sand.
Yeah, the bunny is looking for a rock. She's gonna hop around until she finds a rock.
There's a synthetic rock just jutting out of the ground next to, like, one of the signposts.
Yep. She'll hop up and then start, like, kicking her feet, trying to get the sand out of her fur.
Harper walks over and
That's...
says, so
Ugh.
that's not normal. Noticing the very large lightning storm that is circling above the top of the volcano.
What about any of this is normal? Our lives aren't normal.
You can say that again, gesturing over his shoulder to the guy who just stepped through the portal last.
Our lives aren't normal, she repeats.
And, Harper's like, so I've never been to this part of the park, so I can't blip us up there, but, we're gonna have to walk. Or if anyone has any other ingenious ideas.
So where is the alert coming from?
Above the volcano, giant swirling clouds of chaos and maybe doom? We don't know.
Why did the two make this so realistic?
I mean, realism is their thing. Especially the darker suited one, yeah. He likes his chaos.
I know.
I like gas.
You're right now. But we're gonna get to you in just a second. Yeah.
It's okay.
Up in the clouds, there is a lot of lightning and stuff like that, and this is like remember the moment in your session 0 where you had that, like, transformation effect? This is that scene. So yeah, do with it what you will. And you can see through the clouds that there is a small party of what looks like a humanoid bunny, 2 individuals with fur, one guy who is slightly purple-hued, one guy in a very leather jumpsuit, or what you think is leather, and the other one is just a deep blue color. How do you react? If you're like conjuring the storm, because you're scared right now. Like you're trying to protect yourself, and this is the only way you know how. So yeah, what do you do, Ducky?
Hello.
Hello. You can see these individuals down below.
Okay, so I can see them from my. Am I in a tower or am I flying?
You're floating, and you're
I'm floating.
conjuring the storm cloud around you above a volcano, a very fake volcano.
Do I know how I got here?
No, you woke up and you started panicking, and now you can't control your powers.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm in total panic mode, and I'm just throwing little mini lightning bolts and swirls of purple stuff that is going to make me very tired later, but you know,
Yes.
I am in panic mode.
Yeah, and you see a swarm of what looks like tiny little robots moving off in the distance towards you.
I'm probably aiming some of those little lightning balls at them.
Yeah, the swarm is slowly diminishing, but I need you to roll a hit combat check. They're about 300. They're about 60 feet away. So there's gonna be some combat, not much. Maybe. We don't know.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, nice.
I'll take it.
Nice. That hits. Roll me your damage, and I need to roll how many of them are going to go bye bye. That's the
Damage and what?
2 sets of. Well, 1 set of this.
I have a modifier I add to that, so that'll make this number a little better. I think it's strength. Duh. Be a 9.
All right. You've destroyed Group 6. Wave 6.
Okay.
All right. So there are 12 waves in total. But, yeah,
Lovely.
Group 6 has fallen down, and you know. But you notice that that party of people are no longer there as you look over.
Now, where did they go?
We don't know. Meanwhile,
How-
underneath the in the thick of the forest, jungle forest, we are moving through the underbrush on a very obvious path, themed path.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Do you have an idea?
I do.
Harper says, "What's your harebrained idea?" Sorry, bad use of words.
She gives him the grr face. She says, right. So we have our own lightning rod, she says. She points to
hi,
Flip.
Pete, he says.
Wait, I'm not done. Mr. Man here can put on a show. She points to Cheval. And, I mean, you're an alien. You're going to turn heads wherever you go. No offense. But she points while she's distracted on you. She'll make the like a bunny hopping thing with her fingers and a kicking motion with her fingers. Get it?
Okay. Harper says, but we're gonna have to get up on top of the volcano, and knowing the Baxter brothers, the 2 Baxter brothers are like tagging up, like hurrying up behind you. Yeah, we know. It's super realistic. They both say
Technically, you have to make it to that clearing. She points to one of like the volcanic clearings that come from multiple. If they went for realism, there would be a clearing of like
Yeah.
flattened stuff.
It's a service location in case like riders get stuck.
Can't you
Yep.
just teleport us up there?
I've never been to this part of the park before, and apparently how my powers work are, for your edification, is if I've never been there and I've never seen the location, I can't live there.
Well, that's inconvenient.
It is.
We
but
need
it's
to-
It's a side effect of these powers. So
We need to get you a drone.
and
Not a bad
Max Brothers
idea.
look at each other and it's like, we never thought of that. I'll start on the plans right away, says the Blackback's brother.
Right, but yeah, you just make it to that clearing, make it big and flashy, and dodge the firebolt, Sparky, or lightning bolt, Sparky.
Oh, well, that's gonna be fairly easy. He says as he like, you guys are at the clearing now, like just at the very edge.
Yeah, Sue is actually staying in the forest line because she's gonna go around the other side
Yep.
and hop her way up the volcano. While she is distracted by the crazy people.
Ducky, roll me a perception check. As you're trying to like see where these people are.
Perception and that would be +3.
And
18.
If anyone wants to roll stealth, they can.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Did you say stealth?
Yes, stealth.
Okay,
Yeah,
give me a
I
second.
got an 18.
Nope. She has no stealth on her.
You spot one of the individuals near a clearing further down the mountain. You may attack once everyone has give me their stealth checks if they want to.
I got a dirty 20.
You're hidden, so you.
I got a 14.
What is your 18? Yeah. So yeah, you're spotted too. There's this weird individual down there. Looks like a purple skin person. Weird. But you have enough charge, you could knock him out if you really wanted to. It's up to you, Ducky.
Oh, now my character's gone to confusion, but she's still in panic. So yeah, she's probably gonna try and knock him out.
Yeah. Alright, roll a dexterity saving throw, roll your attack. Well, roll the hit first. Obviously, because it's not just a direct line of attack.
18 plus 4, I believe. So that would be 22.
22. Jake, what's your AC?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm having sound issues again, but I'm 14.
14, he says.
Yeah, that hits. So, roll some damage. Ducky.
Nat 20.
Double the damage. Oof.
Oh God.
That's unfortunate.
Alright. How much damage is our poor Chevelle getting? Lightning bolt to the face.
You'll be fine.
I'm sure.
I have a plan for this if it goes south. Ducky, how much damage?
I got a nat 20, so 40.
40 damage.
No.
Oh, I need to roll again for damage.
Yes,
Roll
you
your
need to
damage
roll
dice
against.
and then roll how much damage that would be and double it.
Okay, so I got a 16, so plus that'd be 32.
That's a little better.
Yeah, 32 damage. What's your HP?
114.
No, not you. Your
Oh.
Jake's.
It was like 90 something, I
Katie,
think.
20.
What?
Jake is down. He falls to his knees as Harper blips over, catches him, and takes.
Wait,
Wait. Hold on.
I have
Sorry.
20 hit points left.
He has 20 hit points left.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. I thought you only had 20. I'm like, that's a low character then. I need to check your sheet. You have 20 hit points left. Okay, so you fall to one knee though, as this lightning bolt hits you. And
Ouch!
yeah, Harper is going to blip in front of it and use himself as a focal point for this energy. And I'm going to take half that damage.
Okie doke.
So, how much damage is that, Ducky?
It would be 16 for both of you.
Okay, 16.
Yeah.
So Harper is taking 16, so he has. Give me a moment, I have to pull up my health thing. Harper's not looking too good either. But yeah, he's like groaning in pain and agony as like he's like trying to absorb all this lightning energy. It's more than his body can, hold. And he says, "Get out of the way!" As he's like groaning and like absorbing all this energy. Lightning crackling around his fingers.
I am happy to
How
move.
far am I from this lightning throwing individual?
You are you were going around, or were you going with the group? I'm trying to remember.
Well, how are they?
They're above you about like a range of 65 feet
Okay.
up mountain.
Oh
But they're floating, so the extra 5 feet because you don't fly.
yeah.
And the volcano is doing this really cool, like spouting like volcanic ash and like effect because Action Brothers ruins. Damn it.
Right.
It's basically just frou-frou fireworks. But
Oh yeah. I'm quite familiar with that kind of
pyrotechnics.
pyrotechnics. Yep.
Yeah.
So she is going to. Give me a second here. I'm fiddling. All right. She is going to. Let's see. You said that she is about 65 feet away from me?
Correct, yes.
All right. She is going to fire off a chromatic orb.
Does that...
It's 90 feet. That's the range.
Okay, roll the hit. And
That's a 19.
19. What's your AC? Buggy?
My AC is. Let me find it.
Take your time. No rush.
What does AC stand for?
Armor class.
Normal class. Oh, okay. So let me go to my class.
No, it's a little shield icon on your sheet.
Oh, duh. 12.
12. Yeah, that hits you.
Okay, so
As you see this bright ball of light coming straight at you.
and it's 14 points of acid damage.
Ow.
Yeah.
Do you drop
Alright.
your ability or because you were hit? I don't know if it requires concentration or not. That's what I'm asking.
I don't, so yeah, I would probably drop.
You drop into the mouth of a volcano, where all the pyrotechnics are.
Oh shit.
The storm is still
That
swirling above, but slowly slowing down.
well, that is where I come in. She is going to basically do the hand symbol and do a very quick meditative thing.
Mhm.
And she is going to basically spend a key point for Step of the Wind, doubling her move speed. And then she is going to, her calf muscles are going to tighten, and she is going to jump and try and catch this woman.
As you're jumping into the mouth of the volcano.
Well, she's jumping across the mouth of the volcano to
Oh, okay,
catch
okay,
her.
catch. Okay, got it. So you see this kind of like this slow motion scene of like you're just like reaching out, and there's Ducky. You see a very crazed bunny leaping towards you, arms outstretched, ready to catch you, as you are falling straight towards what looks like a small building inside this mouth of a volcano with a whole bunch of what look like rockets, and some of them are lighting up.
I'd probably reach out to the bunny.
Roll me a grapple check, you two. Make connection.
Okay. I guess that would be an athletics.
Athletics check. Yeah, one athletics and a grapple.
24.
All right, and
22.
she grabs onto you, but you guys are still slowly falling towards the far edge of the volcano mouth.
Nope. She spends another key point and somehow directs herself towards the wall of the volcano.
Yep.
And while holding this woman, just starts sliding down the wall, slowing her fall because she has a slow fall. So she's not going to. She's basically using her the claws on her feet to slow herself
As brakes.
coming down the wall. Yeah.
So slowing momentum. Yeah. So yeah, you're at the bottom of the hill and you hear the launching finale in 3, 2, 1. All the fireworks around you go off, like up into the sky, and like there's a loud cacophonous sound of booms and stuff like that. Also.
Yeah, that's the only point with which the bunny woman actually feels pain because her ears tighten against her head.
I was going to say my character would be covering her head with her hands now.
Yeah. And fireworks are still going off above you. Also, our dear sound boy, who is, allergic to anything that makes a noise. There's a loud boom overhead, like multiple loud booms and cracks.
God, it's beautiful.
I need you to roll because it's all confusing your vision. You can't see anything very well.
No, that's fair.
Roll me a what would this be? It would be a saving throw, but it would be like a wisdom saving throw.
I have to admit, I do like the fact that this guy's power is also his weakness.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I got a 17 plus 2 for 19.
19. Okay. You manage to close your eyes and shake it away as like the sound slowly subsides. You open your eyes and there's just a couple like hazy, like afterglow effects from the fireworks, but yeah.
Gorgeous. Cheval's loving this. He's kind of distracted a little bit. Just kind of, everything is now just beautiful.
You smell the very faint smell of burning rubber behind you.
I will look around and see what that is because that's no good.
It's Harper. He is smoking. His suit is smoking and slightly on fire as he's counting it out. He says,
You okay, bro?
I'm fine. I just need to have a drink of water. He's very dehydrated because electricity dehydrates you, especially for him.
Well, you should know that we've got water fountains everywhere sprinkled around the park. Please avail yourself of one, Cheval will say, just pointing towards. It's for the guests usually, but no, I won't.
He blips over. Well, actually, no, he's not going to blip over because he's so weak. He's going to literally meander over to one, like walk. For the first time ever, Blip is walking to something. And
That's
he is
fun.
going to lean down, take a drink of water, and basically spend like the next turn just drinking water. And we're going to go back to the inside the pit of the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this person is in your arms and looking up at you awkwardly. And that is a scene between you and Ducky. Go.
You good?
I think so. What happened?
Well, you were putting on quite the light show. Then you fell. I caught you. Now my feet hurt, and it's going to take me hours to get gravel out of my feet.
I thought.
Don't ask, it's weird. Yeah, I thought that too for about 10 minutes.
Here overhead, from one of the loudspeakers, attention! The parks will be closing in 1 hour. Please make sure all guests are at the gates prior to closure of the parks. We hope you had a heroic day here at Worlds of Adventures, a united front in Tokyo.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Hold on a second there. Or, hold on tight, she says. And she'll start crouching and leap out of the mouth of the volcano.
Right as the last set of fireworks go off.
Good
Yeah, why
timing.
not? I try.
Yeah. And you bound over to the side perch area where Harper is still drinking water. There's the two Baxter brothers are like looking up at the fireworks and kind of admiring the show. And they're talking to each other. Trev's like, "You really outdid yourself this time." Yeah, I know, you did too. I mean, we both outdid each other, but I mean, I really like the rocks rolling down the hill. That was a cool effect. You gotta admit, the rocks rolling down the hill with the lava flow was an amazing idea. Kudos to you.
They're going to be doing this for a while.
My character kind of sidles up to those two and goes, "Did you guys have to make it so real?"
I mean, it's all for the guests' amusement. I mean,
Yeah, but did you not?
Like, at least no one was crushed by the rock. And he looks over, and then he sees an animatronic being like an animatronic person's like, "Don't worry about that. That's part of the show." It's literally like a miniature Indiana Jones just running away from the rock.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. She'll put Mitsuki will put down Ducky and say, yeah, hi. I'm Mitsuki. You can call me Sue. Most people do.
The two Baxter brothers are still talking over in the corner about the recent attraction. The Baxter's turn to you, by the way.
Honestly, in the meantime, my character has pulled a total Taylor Swift and found the stairs and walked out of the building.
Oh, well.
Well, she goes, and
Well, no, my character is going to follow her.
okay, so you're following like the chase down the spiral staircase,
Yeah.
the maintenance stairs. Yeah.
Yep.
As you hear clang, 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 clang behind you.
Well, in all fairness, Sue says, looking at Cheval, you handled it better than she did.
Yeah, I mean, no offense. I'll look at her and say, why don't you just think of this as a dream? It'll help.
And
You gotta chase after her.
yeah,
Oh, that's a
she's
good
running
point.
down the stairs with Trisha's character in hot pursuit, and you guys are just standing up at the ledge.
Yeah, and my character is just almost like she's on autopilot now, going in a very specific direction, going to a specific place.
Yep.
It's I am going to look to our bunny friend and simply say, just tell her it's a dream. You can probably catch up to her pretty easily.
Harper finishes drinking from the water fountain, and he says, "Whatever you do, don't drink from that water fountain anymore. It's the water is slightly electrified." As you look over to the water fountain, it's like sparking, and water's spraying out of the faucet like he broke it.
Yeah, Sue just sighs at the men and bounces her way after the two women, hoping for slightly more stimulating conversation.
Harper says, "Well, if you two over there are done talking about your recent endeavor," they both turn. Oh, sorry. Yep. We're coming. He opens a portal back to the hotel as they walk through. Says,
Interesting.
"I think we'll meet them on the other end. Are you coming?" Like pokes his head out of the portal as he steps through a little bit and says, "I can't keep this thing open all night."
Okay.
Talking to Jake.
Cheval will take one last look around and just kind of give a shrug and
You're welcome to stay here if you want. His head's still sticking out of the portal.
no. I'm intrigued, and I'll start walking through it.
Right. And you're back in the hotel suite, and the two Baxters are just kind of sitting there on the couch, just like, okay, so we have how many heroes? And they're like trying to count on their paws, but they only have like 4 paws, so they're like, no. And you guys are where in the parks? Everyone else? Where are you headed, Ducky?
Wherever Ducky stops, I
Back to the
guess.
hotel.
At the hotel, so okay, hotel. Yeah, so you're making your way to the hotel. There's a the door. Guests are like pouring back from the monorail. So you kind of mingle in with the crowds, I guess. And people are giving you interesting looks because like you're in costume, and only a few other people are in costume, but it's only like minor glances. What do you do?
That's good.
I'm ignoring them. I'm on autopilot.
Yep, you're making your way back to the thing. Meanwhile, Sue, you're bouncing through the parks, making your way back to the hotel.
Yeah, probably slower than Lapis.
Yeah, when you hear in your pocket.
Okay. She'll pick it up, hit talk, but not hold it up to her ear because that's just ridiculous looking.
Yeah. Hi, honey. Dad and I decided to come visit you in the parks. We're at the hotel. The parks are closing. See you soon. Bye. Click.
She utters the Japanese word for shit and makes her way towards the hotel because she has a target herself.
And yeah, the Baxter brothers are walking back to their room down in the Underhub. Harper's, I guess, just flipping through channels on the TV. Not Sue. What is it? Your character, Trish.
Lapis.
Lapis, what are you doing?
I'm still following the young lady that's on autopilot.
Yeah, she just picked up her phone and held it up, and
No, that was Ducky. She's after Ducky, not
She's
Sue.
following me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Ducky. Okay, so where are you? You're headed back to the hotel. Okay.
I'm headed back to the hotel.
Yeah, so you're headed back to the hotel, trying to move through the crowds, lose Lapis, or this person whose skin is bluish. I don't know. You make your way to the front door to the hotel, and people are like pushing and shoving to try and get through the door into the hotel to go sleep. And one of these people brush by you and say, "Hey, weren't you? Didn't I see you on the news?"
And in response, my character just has little shocks come out of her arms.
Sweating.
That's like an Arisen, so I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
So where has she stopped?
at the door to the entrance to the hotel, the lobby level.
Okay.
And I kid you not, her armpits are sparking.
Uh-huh.
As someone's talking to her.
All right. She is going to walk up to this individual.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Well, no, she's walking up to the one who has the
The guest or
the person that she's been following.
Okay, yeah, you're walking
The
up to her,
duck.
and
Yes.
This guest says, "Well, you have a great day at the parks. Bye." Also, there are two other people standing at the doors to the lobby. And they're just kind of waiting around. One's holding a cell phone. I wonder where she is. She'll be here soon. Don't worry about it. She's probably just enjoying the last minutes of the park. I hope she's okay.
Now, I'm observing these two. I'm still following Ducky. I'm observing these two. Do these two look like the
They have vague resemblance of
Bunny of Bunny?
Roll me a insight check.
Insight. Okay.
Yeah, because you know what her complexion was before she transformed.
Natural 20. That is a 21, baby.
These are her parents.
Ah. Okay.
Yep.
Oh no.
she now my character looks completely human other than what she's wearing.
Yes. Yeah. So no blue skin. I
Yeah.
misjudged that. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, she's
Human-ish.
She's human. She's human-ish, yes.
All right. So yeah.
And she walks past. She clocks these two. She goes, and very very quietly, she says, "Oh dear."
And
But she's still going to follow the
they don't hear the oh dear, but they're like they're one's looking at the phone. It's like, she hasn't texted us, and the last monorail is supposed to arrive in 2 minutes. She'll be here. Don't fret about it. I'm gonna call her. She starts dialing the number again.
Oh no. Oh no.
You're almost at the doors to the hotel with the crowd. Sue.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, honey. We're just waiting for you at the hotel. Hope you made it on the last monorail. We'll see you soon. And that's when they
Uh-huh.
spot, and then you just like the soon is drawn out, and they see you
Oh dear.
as the crowd
Her
just
ears
parted.
her ears flatten
As you
against
see
her.
your mother, as you see your mother lower the cell phone to her side.
How far is me and Ducky have walked away from this particular situation?
About maybe like 10 feet.
Okay.
That's all you got.
All right.
And the father's like, Hanbud, is that you?
I. Her one leg is just vibrating like Thumper from from Bambi. Just.
And your mother walks up to you, taking a closer look. Han, are you okay? You look different. The father says, now, what's your mother's name? We need a name for this NPC.
Her name is Mary.
Now, Mary, it's obvious. She's wearing one of the fursuits she bought at the parks. Okay. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it.
yeah, that's what it is. It even has the ears. I bought it with some of the money I got for designing the space station.
Well, isn't that lovely? As she wraps her arm around you and says, "Well, why don't we go back to our room and you can tell us all about it?"
Oh.
Uh, sure.
And
Are
tell us
you
about your
sh
park and the experience you had on the space station. Your father says, "That must have been an exciting trip on the space station. Did you see any aliens?"
She looks to as they walk by, she looks to Lapis and mouths the words, "Help me."
As they drag you
And
into
Lapis
the
and Lapis hasn't turned around because she's trying to catch up with Ducky.
as they drag you into the hotel lobby and into the elevator. And the two Baxter brothers are like still downstairs, and they're like, what was that about? I don't know. We need to go make some more plans for more attractions. Yes, more attractions. Let's go.
I will say to make this more awkward, if like I imagine I imagine that Cheval's opinion of her outfit was not unwarranted.
Yeah.
So if somebody messes with her tail, she's gonna turn around and like knock them down the hall.
Yeah.
And
One of these little kids comes up.
with
Like,
oh no, not a kid, an adult.
oh, okay. I was about to say, let's not do a kid then.
She's not gonna punch
one
a
of
kid.
these punk, like young, not young adult, but like old enough to know better, comes up to you and it's like, I like the costume, and he is obviously drunk. Boop. Grabs your tail and squeezes.
Yeah, she is going to turn around and send him flying with more force than she should have.
Roll me a roll a hit. By the way,
22.
your parents are with you as they're
Yeah.
in the hall. Yep. 22.
Animal instinct.
Yep. His AC is nowhere near that. So yeah.
10 damage.
He is.
That's max damage for her.
He is thrown into one of the coffee tables, crushing the coffee table straight into the back of the couch. His head hits the couch and the coffee table, glass coffee table. He is unconscious, and there's a slight trickle of blood down his forehead. You haven't killed him, but you've done serious bodily harm to him, yes.
Oh, I,
And
I,
your mother looks
I,
over,
I.
your mother and father look over you and was like, honey, are you...
He grabbed
And-
my tail, and that's not okay.
And the doors to the elevator opens. Behind you.
She walks in and just turns around as if nothing is wrong. Everything is normal.
As two
I
paramedics start
didn't.
going over to the occupant, and like, there's a bunch of onlookers who saw this. Some other guests.
Yes, thank you, Lemon. Cosplay is not consent.
Exactly. And yeah. And so the elevator goes up, and the mother and father are like looking at you just awkwardly now. Like, what the hell was that? Says your father. As you're making your way to like the 650th floor.
It is. Look. What, you would prefer me let him grab me?
No, we didn't mean that. It's... You didn't have to punch him across the room, hun. Bun. That's...
I did not mean to.
Where did you learn how to punch like that? Jeez. I mean, I know your karate classes were...
Anime, mostly.
Well, that would make sense. Says their mother. And they say,
I mean,
when we get into the hotel room, are you going to take off that costume? of yours?
yeah, about that. It doesn't come off.
Your father looks at you just kind of like you're joking.
She moves her hair back where her ears should be, and it's just the patch of fur leading up to her actual ears.
And
No.
And your father's like, what did the Baxter brothers do to you?
Nothing. Technically, it was a solar flare.
And your mother, who's more concerned for your health and safety, are like, we're gonna have a long talk about this to the Baxter brothers when we get up to your room, darling.
Oh,
And she's
God.
speaking full on Japanese.
And
And she uses her Japanese name in full.
Oh,
That sentence.
that's never good. I mean, you could. They're going to say they have no idea because they don't.
And the mother's like,
and
you know what? And she's like marching out of the elevator now down the hall, and she picks up the phone on the concierge desk, dials 9241.
she turns and she will do quick hand motions and throw
Hello?
a gust
Is
of
this
wind.
Baxter Brothers? I'd like a direct line to Baxter Brothers, please. 1 moment. Please.
She will knock the phone out of her mom's hand with a harmless gust of wind.
The receiver is just like dangling, like swinging from the table, and your mother's just like, her eyes are bulged out, and she just has the gaping mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just staring at you with her hand still holding the receiver pose.
Okay, Lemon, I'm not in this.
Hey.
I'm still on autopilot.
Yes, I know you're still on.
And you just hear, 1 moment, ma'am. Hello, this is Baxter Brothers. How can I help you? Hello?
You can hang up the phone, Furball.
Okay.
She'll very quickly hang up the phone.
Your mother's
They already know. They are well aware. They are well aware. I am not the only person.
You're not the only. And your father's like, you've been reading too many of those comics, honey. You need to get your mind out of those comic books. And your wife is like,
Yes,
and
yes,
your
because me,
mother's like, honey, whatever you are, I want my daughter back.
I am still her. I am also this rabbit person.
Well, we can't go back to Japan, and you know,
We're in Japan. I could go to Akihabara and nobody would pay any mind to me.
that's until they figure out what you are.
And then there'll be 14 people trying to imitate what I am.
Point.
It's Japan, Mom.
She says a curse word in Japanese that I'm not going to even mimic. And she says,
Uh,
I need some sleep. As she goes into the bathroom, slams the door, and starts running the shower. And your husband, your father, sits down on the couch and says, Hun, and he uses hun bun. Your mother and I have been through a lot. Why don't you tell us the whole story?
sure.
As you sit down and start recounting your tales, that is where we're going to fade to black. As we have a short little scene of the character still being chased.
Well, she's not chasing. Technically,
Well,
she's not
chasing,
chasing.
but following.
Following.
I was gonna say I'm not really being chased. I'm on autopilot.
Yeah, you're making your way back to the room, and you see there's a slamming door sound, and that's where we fade to black.
Okay.
And she blurs out. And so, what did you guys think of Heroes Core Worlds of Adventure: A United Front Season 2, Episode 2?
It's all a dream.
The Crescent Dawn.
It's all a dream.
I
I warned you, Katie, that you don't feed your GM ideas.
Man,
You walked right into that one.
it's okay. I give
it made
you
for a juicy story element, so I do give you kudos to that.
No, that's
And,
fair.
For all our players who are new, great role playing.
Thank you. Thank you. And I have a feeling that Ducky and Lapis, once Ducky is no longer on autopilot.
Are going to be the best of friends.
There's backstory there, I promise.
Oh, I have no doubt there's backstory.
Yeah, that's from a session 0 we did in private, but yeah. If we want to go around the table quickly and tell me a little bit about kind of just a after game kind of recap of what you liked, what you thought was your favorite scene, and then do your sign off.
Okay, so are we starting with me?
We will start with you today. Yes.
Thank you. Hi, I am Trisha Welsh. I played Lapis Witch, who has been insulted by somebody who thinks this is all a dream, but hey, that's okay. And is currently following someone who is on autopilot. This has been a very interesting game, so yay.
Yes. And who are you passing it off to?
I am passing it off to the wonderful Matsuki.
Hi. Well, I mean, so much drama.
You're grounded for the next year. Shouts from the bathroom.
What are you gonna do? Put me in a cage?
Now.
But yes, I apparently am apparently I play a rabbit girl and avatar of adult desires for the mascot person over there. And I still could not get him to see that this was not a sleepness.
Well, I think he'll figure it out sooner or later.
I think so.
Yo, Dream Scepter.
Well, I guess that's me. I am Jake. I was playing Cheval, the one who is thoroughly convinced that this is a dream. However, that doesn't necessarily make for a bad thing because it means it's a lot more freeing. That being said, he probably is going to stay a little uncomfortable around the bunny because of what he believes she represents. But aside from that, I had a lot of fun. I think it's a pretty interesting world, and one that I have to say makes perfect fit for a dream. And with that, I'll pass the baton over to, I believe, our fire Gansei.
Ducks.
Is that me?
Yes, you don't have to say your real name. You can use your screen name.
Oh, okay, yeah, I go by Duck.
Yep.
So my character is on autopilot in part because she thinks this is all a dream.
Oh, not another one.
Another one.
This is the second or third time it's happened to her where she's woke up with like purple lightning and fireballs being thrown at her. And so she's just, at this point, she's like, I know how to end this dream. I just go back to the hotel room.
She thinks.
She thinks, yeah.
Meanwhile, as they hear slamming doors and various swearing in Japanese.
So,
Yeah. Whoops.
All right, and I am P.A. Kiniyose, aka Harper West, your very fast, speedy boy who is also your GM for the game. Sorry, my brain blanked on the word. Yes, and I hope you all enjoyed Heroes Core Worlds of Adventure United Front. Please stay tuned after we close out here, because we have a special update, if you may have noticed, on our overlays. But that's not the only update. We'll be back next week for a one-shot hosted by our dear Ella Simone. And what that one-shot will be, I'll let them briefly explain before we close out.
Well, the brief one shot. Actually, I'm going to let it be a surprise for y'all.
Ooh, I like surprises.
Yes.
And with that, ladies
Yes,
and
yes,
gentlemen, we'll
yes.
see you next time in the parks here at Worlds of Adventure USA United Front in Tokyo. Until then, be empowered to play. Remember, always watch your sidekicks. Bye!
Bye.
Adios.
I try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you, there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in. Until I met you, I was feeling lost. But you're the one who can make it go away. All you have to do is look at me. Sometimes I can't breathe, but it feels like
I'm trying my best to hold on. It's not easy, but I'm feeling stronger with you. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you, there was no one who understood. Sometimes
I can't see, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. When I try, but don't succeed. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me. No, I can't get enough of what you do. No, I can't get enough of what you do. Enough of what you do.
I'll give you my everything. It's not much, but it's all I have.
You know we could run to a place where we belong, but I need you there with me to go on.